All right, everyone. Welcome back to our final session of Aok Island Season 3 Karstop, where everything is going to get really weird. It's going to get weird, guys. Um,
Okay.
as usual, let's start off with a
I like it
recap
here.
of what happened last time, and there was a lot, and it's been a while.
There was a lot. It's been a while. I want to say it started where the fight with Theodrana left off.
Yeah, you guys sort
Yes.
of came out of the archives, out into the square, and what was happening there?
Where a whole.
There was a standoff between Morana
Oh, yes.
and Vesemir and the forces essentially of order and of the what became of the pontificate.
Point
They're
of
like,
order, Vesemir is the character from The Witcher. Velanir is the character from
Velanir.
Aok Island.
My bad, brother.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, Velimir. And the pontiff was there, and there was an exchanging of words and essentially an acceptance that battle was to commence. While this was happening, Anastas was making their way out of Diocese knowledge with Yelesnia.
Mhm.
And Stone had gone to Diocese Order with the intention of finding the shrine there.
Yep. And had done do.
Had Dundu had a bit of a rage moment that was with the gentleman
Yeah.
in front of the hearth. Correct?
Yep. Yes.
That was 2 sessions back.
That was
and
just-
Alexander. Oh yeah,
But that's where I was coming out of.
That's where you're coming out of.
coming out of.
You rendezvoused with. Oh yeah, that session ended with you rendezvousing with Dorian and going into the High Cathedral to
And
look.
we saw
Yes.
Lyra.
With her eyes
Yes.
burned out.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where we
fucked up.
started.
She had a
Oh
crown on her
god!
We all started.
That's
Yeah.
how 2 sessions
Fuck.
ago actually ended, and then we started right there in the
Right
middle
there.
of a whole lot of shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What a whirlwind. Okay.
The pontiff was
Flashbacks,
returning
just-
back to the cathedral. Lyra couldn't see.
No, because her eyes had burned.
Her eyes had burned out. A tattered Anastas and Alexander did battle with the Death Knights of the High Pontiff. We went to rescue Sir Yvonne and adjacently fought alongside what the fuck is
Alexei.
Nadim. But failed to save Marana as a magic blast. Her and Yelesnia were kind of back to back casting spells and making their way across the battlefield as Velimir threw spells back at them and did in one of the quakes manage to push Marana down into the pit. Where she was disintegrated along with most of her forces. Stone and Dorian were tossing around the idea of putting on. I think it's better for Dorian. Dorian, do you remember where you're at now?
Yeah.
Alright.
So Dorian and Stone had gone into the High Chapel area, the Pontiff's throne room, and we found Lyra. Stone removed the crown from Lyra.
So point of order. There was a brief exchange that happened in there that led to Stone absolutely home run batting that thing out of her hand.
Yes.
Which was
you
that
were tempted.
I was tempted by basically by the Emperor, like by
Dominus
the
Rex.
Yeah. Was like, this body is fucked. I was meant for a Hadra. You need to become like a vessel for me to retake everything, basically. And Stone fucking planted, took his fucking baseball bat and fucking whacked that shit straight out of her hands because no thank you, Satan.
And
Yeah.
directly to the feet of Dorian.
Me.
Of Dorian.
And so Dorian took a moment looking down at this crown.
This fiery
Meanwhile,
crown.
yes. Meanwhile, the pontiff and his lackeys walked in,
Oh dear God.
and they were heading for the throne. Dorian then, after having a bit of a exchange and taking a moment to gather his thoughts, he made a vow, using the blessing of Venisi, that I, Dorian Caldwell, vow to get rid of corruption in this world. Put on the
Yeah,
crown.
that's right.
Yes.
Oh no.
He absolutely, that happened.
Uh-huh.
And then boy, I'm not liking that reaction from the DM right now.
It's okay.
It'll be okay
So,
for everyone
Dorian-
else except you.
Dorian then put on the crown, and began to kind of like fight off the control of Rex, or at least attempted to at the start, and using his newfound power began a absolute barrage of fiery death towards the pontiff, vowing that he'd burn him for everything that he's done and reduce him to ash. And yeah, so he did beat the crap out of him for a while. He got hit real hard, taken out. He would have gone down if it weren't for the powers of the crown, basically blasting back whoever attacked him. So on death's door, Dorian continued the assault. The pontiff nearly got the best of him with his champions, but Dorian, thinking quickly, got his ass on the throne with the crown and used its power. Stop me if I'm skipping over anything. It has been quite a while.
No, that's all right. You're
This
about
is
right.
this is about
No.
right. The only thing that we're kind of skipping is that there's this whole exchange where Stone saves Lyra
Oh yeah.
and puts
Yeah.
her into a
Yes.
closet and says,
Yeah,
"I'm
that
going to
was-
come back for you."
Yep. Basically, yep, just scooped up her body and was like, okay, let's go through the first door I see, and it ended up leading into a closet. And yeah,
I
he
think-
is like leaving her there and like, yeah.
I think also at this point, Nadim and Alexander had taken a back passageway through
Yes.
Diocese Knowledge to get like above in the balcony area of the room,
Absolutely.
and so we're kind of
Yeah.
watching this happen.
So yeah, Dorian brings the fight, like the everyone to heal essentially.
Yes.
The pontiff forces the pontiff to surrender. Velimir doesn't really know how to
Oh,
act.
whoa. Did we miss the whole thing about the chair?
No.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
Dorian sat on the chair and used the power of it to do all
Yeah.
of this. Yeah,
The
yeah,
power of it to order the pontiff to
Yeah.
lay down his arms and
yeah.
surrender.
And confess, importantly.
Yes.
confess.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
next. Yes.
At this point, like Yelesnia's in Dorian's ear, telling like it's time. You need to choose a sword to stand by your side. Anastas enters the arena. Alexander nominates a very troubled and confused Anastas to be his sword.
But we
And
should also
Anastas-
point out at this point, Alexei has died.
Oh, yeah, a whole oodle of
Marana
people
has
died.
died. A bunch of the Knights of Purity were dead. Like basically, the people we have alive are the Pontiff, Yelesnia, Sir Ivan, and Velinir, and that's basically it.
And Nadim.
And Nadim, you are correct. You are correct.
Yeah, Nadim, yes.
And
Importantly.
Yeah.
so Anastas acquiesces the proposal to be your sword, though still just horribly confounded, but does take up the Emperor's blade and smites the Emperor or the Pontiff in front of the throne, who left this mortal coil with a message saying that the pilgrim is a lie. Then Yelesnia kind of taking Dorian in my head by the hand off the throne and saying, okay, now it's time to go deal with this pit. And
Wait a second.
continues the line of questioning with Dorian, trying to figure out what is happening here. It was all very troubling, very confusing. Yelesnia is saying things like, "Oh yeah, the Najit will have the new purpose serving Dorian, essentially," and Anastas is like, wrestling with this. Was like, "That's not what I told everyone that we are fighting for. Like, you're making a liar out of me." And requests Dorian to take off the crown, and he does attempt to. And when it is discovered that Dorian cannot remove the crown willingly, Anastas rushes in with the Emperor's blade and strikes the helm off of Dorian, at which point Nadim deftly and swiftly murders Yelesnia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit happens.
At
And
the
the final
point,
character death was Dorian's character arc.
so at this point, Anastas takes Fuelasail and destroys the crown, which unleashes like a wave of fire energy that I believe also brings Alexander down.
Yes. Also hits and kills Alexander.
Again.
Okay.
So at this point, Velanir is alive and like cowering. Sir Ivan is alive, Nadim is alive, and that is essentially it. I mean, you've got Theodrana, who's like almost dead, in charge of knowledge. And this is pretty much who you've got to deal with right now. Okay.
Not a great group.
Not a phenomenal group of people. Does
Did the
anyone
leader of Purity also die?
That's
have... Velanir is Purity.
Velanir is,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I have the former.
And we have the former, yes, the talking head, as it were.
Lest we forget.
Yes.
I've
God,
got
what
the-
is his name?
something with a D, right? Oh my God!
I have
Why
my
am I
notebook
forgetting
here.
his name?
Dominican.
Dominican. Thank you.
Any
Yes,
questions?
and then Dorian still is the
So many.
the skull of my homie
Constantine?
Constantine. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
And-
and then we ended though with we're going in that hole.
Yep.
Yeah. But prior to that, there's some things that we need to do, primarily because Dorian and Alexander are dead.
Stone is
At
already
least
just like
unconscious.
all ready to just jump down there,
Yeah.
ready to go.
So, does anyone have any objections to us just moving to Alexander and Dorian are being healed in the Diocese Order Chapel where the Shrine to Amaron is, that provides additional healing?
You should do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so that is where we are going to begin then.
I think
Okay.
Anastas is going to do something else.
I don't know
Anastas
if
right
it's-
now is probably trying to put Constantine back together, right?
Anastas is going to take the throne.
Okay.
Does Anastas have access to that loudspeaker power?
Sure.
Does it repel Anastas? Or
Yeah.
attempt to?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it had a whole
would.
thing.
All right.
In fact, now without the crown, there is no Rex. It will not accept another
It was working. Pontifex Stolt was doing it without having.
without the crown.
Yes, because it was sort of modified for Najit. Okay,
Interesting.
so then let's start right there. You are inside the Cathedral of the Undying. There are around you. Dorian and Alexander still lie on the ground. Nadim has just killed Yelesnia. And that is where we are going to begin here.
Stone's walking towards the door and is carrying the limp bodies of our compatriots towards the hole.
Towards the
Nadim,
hole.
Yeah, Stone's
So-
ready to go towards the hole.
where is Constantine right now? Was somebody carrying him?
On my
Dorian.
belt.
So Constantine's bones clatter and shake as he attempts to pull himself back together. His rot-covered body holds itself loosely, like the strings and cords that piece by piece keep his form are stretched, no longer able to fasten firmly together. He shivers, weak but whole. Wait. With straining, he pulls his arm up to you, sort of like reaching out. As he does this, pieces of his hands, the tiny bones that form his fingers and then his palm, slowly drop to the floor. His arm shakes violently, and then he drops it entirely. With a dull thunk, it hits the ground. His head visibly droops. "Please, we must heal them," he says with effort. "It's difficult. I am so tired."
Constantine, you rest. Things will be sorted in due order. I need but more time. But just a moment.
We must heal them at the shrine. Around you, clerics from Diocese Order begin gathering the bones of the dead and cast them away. Heads start getting sent to the archives. Bodies split between the other dioceses, where they will be made useful again if they can. With care, Velenir and several high clerics are moving the pontiff's body into a golden reliquary. He shoots you a glance as they carefully lower the skull into it, his face inscrutable. What do you guys want to do?
I mean,
We'll
I'm
We'll just
going
we'll
towards my hole.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll allow that this is what's happening.
Yes.
Anastas will
So,
go with Stone to the shrine.
Stone, are you going to the shrine or are you going to the hole?
No, we're going to the hole.
Then Anastas will take the two to the shrine.
Stone, you cannot enter the hole without all four of you present. The blessings needed to pass through are split between all of you.
Then
And-
Stone will follow as Anastas brings the human companions to the shrine of Amana.
Marin.
Or Amaran. I'm sorry, excuse me.
All right, so you are in the Shrine of Amaran right now, which is that sort of like banquet hall that has a hearth fire. The Najit that is tending that shrine, who was previously just not moments ago, but maybe an hour ago, killed and then resurrected by Stone. He sees to everyone's healing. Everyone that is here can roll 1d6 and add that to your health.
I think I have a thing. I do have a Blessing of Amaran to re-roll a healing check also,
You do.
still.
Yes.
Yeah, that checks.
So if you want to do that on Dorian, who rolled a 1,
Hold on. I will take a 4 and I will burn the Blessing of Amaran to do that. So the way that I'm theming it is well, geez. So you actually got bonked in the head with a chunk of Golar, right?
I mean,
I've been
I'm-
bonked in the head with nothing.
No. Dorian.
Yes, but like it was the attack was directed to the crown.
Yeah, but Anyway.
His spirit is still alive.
Yeah. But it's like, it's like a little spicy. Might make your healing work a little less well.
Sure.
So, we're gonna we'll throw the Blessing of Amaran on that. So Stone will come over and assist you in your heal, basically. Go ahead, but this is still better than him doing it because no corruption. Hell yeah.
So I roll again.
Yep. And Alexander, you also need to roll. I don't know if you've taken any damage.
It's one better.
Better.
Is it
Um,
instead of or on top of?
Instead of.
It's
a reroll.
re-rolling.
but my always
Dorian,
seems like it's
your soul is crippled. It feels broken and falling apart. You felt so much power and so much security with the Indaranex, and that has been ripped away from you. You feel hollow and empty, and that you cannot pull yourself back together. When you awaken, seeing Stone above you, two things. You get 2 essence off the bat. And your maximum essence had increased by 1, but then now decreased by 1. So I don't know where that's going to put you at essence-wise. Anastas, for having killed the Indaranex, you also have an additional essence now.
like a max cap, or
No, like you just gain 1 point.
one? Okay.
That would put me back to 2 out of 2 because I
out
had
of 2.
0
Okay.
out
So you
of
gain
2.
2. So if you had 3, you'd still only be at 2, I guess is what I
Okay.
wanted to say.
Got it.
But yeah, okay, great. So yeah, you're at 2.
As like a
What's up?
no,
You-
we're good.
You said 2 things happened. I've got the 2 essence, and what was the second thing?
Your maximum essence kind of went up by 1 and then came back down by 1. So you can roleplay that however you want to. But
Okay.
that was just the other thing that I wanted to say. Constantine is still struggling to pull himself together, although he is now more together than he had been, taking the healing from the shrine. Although this is completely tapped out the Shrine Keeper, who now has no more ability to heal at this point. Constantine says, "I can't believe we've won, but I'm not sure what exactly we won.
I
Who
am
remains?"
unsure. I am unsure to have called this a victory quite yet, though the pontiff was defeated.
That was our goal.
We are left with sparse forces. Sir Ivan Theodrana, the treacherous Bishop of Purity, and Nadim, all that remain. We have sparse forces from Diocese Might. Most of Order has been obliterated.
Anastas, your thoughts are interrupted quite suddenly by the Velashtarai spirit inside of you, who says, "Ha! We are on the doorstep of greatness. Nothing stands in our way now. Revel in our victory, my friend. Taste the sweet nectar of power seized decisively."
Anastas looks away for a moment and erects themselves.
There are many battles to be won before we can claim victory, my friend. But I assure you we shall.
Dorian's kind of teeth chattering, bitter cold. He's pulling that cloak that Millie gave to him all that time ago, and shivering. I'm so cold. Where am I? What happened?
You are in the shrine to Amaran.
You are possessed by some spirit of the
The
Hadra.
Rex.
Upon hearing that name, do I recall anything significant from when I had that on?
You remember everything that happened.
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of playing it as Dorian's a bit shell shocked, but
Yeah.
now it's
In
coming back
fact,
to him.
everything that you remembered while you had it on are things that you still remember, but you can't get any more from that. So you're like remembering memories in the way that when you wake up from a dream, you remember the feel of that dream, but not the details.
We have someone who might be able to help with that, huh?
Perhaps.
Where's Yelesnia?
Dead. No longer tied to our mortal coil.
And all the better for it. Nadim approaches.
She would have seen you some sort of fire tyrant possessed by that thing.
Indeed, it seems that the old Lokai Empire is still in its death throes. It does not wish to die.
He was going to show me how to rid people of corruption.
I fear that was a lie.
He would have shown you anything you wanted, so long as you gave him what he wanted.
It felt more as if the entire Indara lineage was living through me. I remember countless lives
A
of
blessing
leading the Indaran people.
a blessing of the pilgrim that you are rid of such things.
I would tend to
But that's-
agree.
But I'm not. They're still there. I remember entire lifetimes of leading those people.
What do you remember of this time?
technological advancements, wieldings of fire. It's as if I'm looking through a fog when I'm thinking back to it, like a memory of a dream. But it's there. It's
Perhaps
a
this
part of
information
me.
will be useful to you. There are many among the Najit and the Hadra, and I am sure the humans, that delve into dreams. Perhaps you should do this on your own time. But right now, we have more pressing matters to attend.
Yeah, what's going on with that hole?
It continues to grow larger.
Do you know anything of it, Stone?
Only that we must go down.
And how are we to be sure we will not be decimated as those before us?
We hold the pieces of the key within us, all four of us. We can go together, and we shall be allowed passage through.
In all of our efforts, in all of our trials, they were only to lead to the oblivion of Kroshtop, home of my people.
I will see to it that my loyalists spread the news that the people of the Najit of Karstop have been freed, and that the pontiff is dead, and a caucus should be held to elect a new pontiff, one who will restore the Najit to their primacy. And I suppose you think that's going to be you, says Ivan.
Enough, you two. Though I do have a request, Nadim, for you and your crows.
Of course.
I believe it is time to call a moot of the Pravoslavi.
I think that is a
And
wise
you-
move.
Ivan, see to it that all forces of the Black Legion are returned to Koshtop. You are now the Archbishop of Diocese Might.
I will serve my post in honor.
And if Velimir or Theodrana dare any deceits while we save our orthodoxy, see them beheaded and thrown in the pit.
I am sure that we can ensure their compliance.
Do this, and I assure you that my comrades and I will end this void.
Anastas, can I have a word in private?
You may.
Nadim takes you aside while the others lick their wounds. Now, I am sure that you understand that a new order is coming to the Orthodoxy. And he glances over at Stone in particular, but Dorian and Anastas as well. I'm sorry, Dorian and Alexander as well. Talk is going to spread about these. And I do not think it wise that they remain in Karstop any longer than they need to.
You and I are at agreement in that these will be made use of and removed from the city.
Very good. I am sure that Theodrana, at the very least, and Velimir, perhaps, going to put up at least a little fight. If they should die, we'll need to think about who will be replacing them.
And that it will be solved in due order.
Indeed.
Convene the Pravoslavi. Have them return to Koshtop.
I
We will
do this.
consolidate our forces and move forward on our new path. Or shall I say, a return to our former.
Great things are in store for Karstop and the Nijit Orthodoxy. I thank you, my friend.
Go bathe in her light.
Sir Ivan and Nadim head out to go share the news and call back the Pravoslavi and the Black Legion.
Alexander, how fare you?
Better than before, but can't say I'm in the best of shape.
I know your mind has been troubled of late. But you know you are required. Do you?
I do. I can feel that. Well,
And
the
though
three of you.
you
Alexander,
may not know it in
is
your
that
mind.
you?
Huh?
You hear Lyra speak. Alexander, is that you?
Do I recognize her?
No.
But I would have seen her before when she was. I remember seeing her before she was thrown into the closet by Stone. Oh no, I didn't see that.
You have
No,
seen
you
this
didn't
woman
see.
ever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, your memories were wiped.
After you
Ever.
last saw her, your memories were wiped, and then Anasta, or rather, you died, and then Anastas was like, "You can go fuck off right now," and she did, and then
So I was
only
down.
recently
Yep.
so yeah, you've not seen her, you do not know
Even
who
when
this
she was
woman is.
like evil,
Even
quote
when she
unquote.
was whole,
Nope.
like, you know,
Dang,
before
okay.
Nope,
this.
you got nothing.
Well, all right. So no. Okay.
Boy.
All right. I I look at her and nod, and wait. She said, "Is that you?" Right?
Yes.
Okay.
When you look at her, you can see that her eyes are completely burned out. She cannot see.
Damn. Okay. Um. Yeah. I kind of. Okay. Yeah. Since she can't see, I cough a little. And respond. That is my name. Yes.
What has happened? Can you see me?
I am sorry. I have gaps in my memory currently. You'll have to remind me where we met and what I should call you.
You don't remember me.
Is she not baffled at the fact that he's alive? I suppose we are in the city of Walking Dead.
She can't
Fair
see
point.
also.
Yeah, she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, she's had a pretty tough time.
She's probably literally asking if it's actually Alexander or not.
Yes, literally asking.
Like
if it's
literally asking.
I apologize. It was not of my choice.
She starts sort of hyperventilating, and then she says, I am alone here. I am going to die here." Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, immediately Alexander reaches out to touch and hold her hand, and she kind of holds it there while she takes a minute to herself.
Noble of you to reach out to such a treacherous lech.
She is as much a victim as anyone here. Leave her
Only
be.
She turned her back on the corpse of our comrade in search for her precious treasure,
Lured by madness.
and she paid her price fairly.
Yes, she did. And let us leave it at that.
At this point, Talia comes back, and she says, "This woman has lost everything. It is a feeling I know well."
Will you care for her, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Lyra, if I may, this is Dorian. What do you recall when you put that crown on your head?
Do not make her think of it now. Give her
Just
time.
this may be the only time that we have. If there's anything else that we can piece together that could be of use before it slips from her mind.
I saw fire. I saw fire and ash consuming everything, going back hundreds of years, thousands of years.
Sorry. Thank you.
Um. Okay. So Talia came in, and Talia was followed into this room by Anse, the Tanari assassin. She
Nice.
and he had, or she and they had been left in the clock tower, and kind of hearing what was going on, moved up here. And Anse at this point has like seen the body of the pontiff kind of like get collected in that reliquary, and approaches Stone.
Anse does?
Anse does.
Okay.
You're the only other Hadra here.
That's true. Very true.
It is done.
Something is done, yes.
My mission completed.
Yes, it is.
There's like a 5-chord collective sigh of relief from all of the pieces of Anse. I thank you, my friend.
I did nothing.
There is one thing you can do.
Please tell me.
Anse is shaking at this point.
Hmm.
My mission is complete. Please. Please kill me.
Is that your final directive?
I cannot. We cannot come apart. We will lose ourselves. Please. While we are yet whole.
With tears in his eyes, Stone will heft his great club Go now to wherever you want to be for the rest of all time.
Thank you.
And he will bring it down.
That final thank you from Ansei, followed by the clang of your club down on this defenseless creature, echoes through the hall with a finality. The pieces of Ansei kind of clatter down onto the ground, but are unable to disconnect themselves, having been welded together to form this unnatural shape. To appear as a Najit.
Stone is going to quickly, well, perhaps not quickly, is going to gather up all of those pieces and is going to walk over to Anastas.
Why do you approach me with such filth?
I approach you with the remains of Ansei, whose mission here was the same as yours. In his final act, he asked me to end him, and I did. I ask only now that you reclaim the parts of him that are yours.
I fear I do not know what you mean, Stone.
There are Najit parts on Ansei.
Oh. I see. And Anastas picks out the bones and fragments.
I will burn him and you may retrieve the rest. I do not wish him, them, to ever be constrained again.
As long as we are rid of it.
Dorian, the Neferani, the last three remaining of them, are also in this hall right now. They come to you. Master Dorian, are you well?
I have certainly been better. How do you fare?
Today we hath experienced a great tragedy, and yet we will persevere.
What will you do now that the crown is no longer here to protect?
We are sworn to you.
I thank you all for your dedication and your service. I would prefer it if you lived out the rest of of your lives the way that you never had a chance to before, as free people. There are places that I have to go that you cannot follow. Go back to your people. Tell them what happened and to not lose hope.
That is not our way. But if this is what you wish, we will do it. We have one thing left for you. They produce a bundle and unwrap it. Inside the bundle is Yelesnia's skull, wreathed in black flame. I think that you should have this.
Is she still in there?
Something of the flame of her still resides, yes.
Thank you. I will take the skull. Out of curiosity, if you were not to go back to your people, what would you do? What would you prefer?
We are sworn to protect the Emperor. And as far as we are concerned, the Emperor's memory and his power, that of the flame, live on in you. The last to be accepted by the flame, the wielder of the black flame sorceress's skull, the holder of memories.
Is this crown something that can be reforged?
Indeed.
A new line can be started.
Perhaps.
Then if you wish to service me, I want you to seek out a way to reforge it for the Andaran people.
Who
Any
has the
joke-
crown right now?
It was broken as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think it was clear what happened to it after that.
Would anyone have picked it up?
Stone would certainly not have touched it.
Okay, pulling him aside for a second. Go back into the chapel. Anastas did strike it from my head, but it may be still there. The memories were torn from it, but they live on in a way in me. Find it and find a way to reforge it for the Andaran.
We will do
Do
this.
this. Good. Go, quickly.
This may be the last time that we see you for some time, Dorian Caldwell. Very well.
Very well.
And
Eberl will guide you.
And they slink off
Oh.
into the night. Things are getting
Yikes.
spicy. All right. Now what?
That's some that's some good shit.
What do you guys want to do now?
Kind of need to replace all the electrolytes I just lost. Ugh.
What is the news of this hole? Has it grown any further? This
Slowly,
tear?
it continues to grow, yes.
Anastas is leering over Dorian, towering over him.
Hello, Anastas.
So you relieved yourself of your pets then?
I have set them free to be with their people.
A wise choice. I fear they will not be tolerated in Koshtop in the coming days.
Would agree. They have been a great service, though.
They had their use, yes.
Would hope that your people would let them go free. They wish no ill will.
I am not in command.
Are you sure about that?
You could be.
For now, my goal is to make sure that this city stands.
The city may stand and still allow out a small band of refugees, can it not?
That will be for them to decide.
I think, Anastas, you miss where you stand in all of this. I think I speak for the rest of us in wishing that you would simply come to the conclusion yourself.
The Najit cannot see another tyrant at its head.
Is that what you would be? Is that what you think of yourself? If so, then what a bleak image that is. You have never been a tyrant a day in your life. You have lived in sublime devotion to your God, just as I have.
I am the perversion of innocence. I am the pain that lives deep in the bones of the mortal shell. I am a mechanism of war.
And who then,
And that
to
war
know better, the compassion, the antithesis of self? You see it.
The hall fills with the loud groan of the great hall doors against their enormous timber frames. From outside, a single pillar of light reaches across the floor, and there, in the doorway, is a small figure, no larger than a small child. Behind the figure is a tall, gaunt apparition which hunches over her. The duo walks slowly through the door. The only sound is the echoes of their feet on the tile. As they near, the light of the brazier illuminates the young one's face, that of a young Najit girl, Natalia, the first pilgrim. She stops just outside, like just past the table, that large table that is set up in the center of the room. It has been many years since I stepped foot in Karstadt, and it seemeth my arrival is long overdue. Anastas? Stone?
It's you. Anastas prostrates.
Anastas,
I'm
the last words of your false pontiff were not a lie. He had never seen the pilgrim, not as you have.
I'm sorry. It is a great shame that you find Karstadt in this state. I tried. I fought. I killed.
Anastas.
So that your coming was not of this manner.
Anastas, rise. We have...
I cannot.
You must. You have work to do yet. And frankly, my greatest concern is that the work is yet undone.
Yes. Yes.
There's a pit yawning open in my city. Why has this not been dealt with?
It will forthwith.
See to it. Anastas, you are of the strongest, most capable fighters that this world has ever known. I am certain that if you set your mind to protecting the city, it will be protected. And that you have not done so already is not a matter of ability. It is a matter of priority. And I encourage you to reanalyze yours. Stone, you have done well. Now take the final steps. Return here. I have some people I need to speak with. Go, quickly.
Anastas wrenches Puridicida out of the stone flooring and marches towards the void.
Stone will follow.
Dorian stands, brushing off his cloak. Well, Alexander, we've come this far. Let's finish it.
The pit
Yes. Ooh, before
Yep,
Alexander
yep.
goes, he'll just, as Dorian's leaving, he'll just kind of rise. He still has Lyra's hand, and he puts his other one on her shoulder. And was the Alexander you knew, was he a good man?
No. But he was what I deserved.
You never told me your name.
Lyra.
I'll be back, Lyra, and I want to hear all the stories you have. And he'll follow Dorian.
Make a resolve check or a resolute check.
Resolute check.
Hmm.
You best be resolute.
Anything in it, or just roll?
Go straight.
Meh.
Alexander, you feel glimmers of memory return, feelings, not explicit memories, but implicit memories. Things are coming back, but it is slow.
Yeah.
You turn around and you see Talia put her hand in a protective way on Lyra's shoulder. And you know somehow that the two of them are going to be safe. They're going to be okay. The pit is unfathomably deep. It descends beyond sight, beyond comprehension. It fills you with a terrible unease. Whatever lies at the bottom of this hole, this well, was not meant for mortal eyes. It was meant to remain undisturbed, and yet it has been just that, disturbed by you. For all the stories you've heard, the urgings of others, you cannot shake the feeling that something is dreadfully, horribly wrong, and that stepping into this pit is not going to make it right. You all stand at the edge of it. What do you do?
We all of us contain blessings of the Heyoka. We
Shall
must
take the
call
step.
upon them together.
Bathed in her light, forged in her wrath.
Dorian will read.
I take this step. And Anastas casually walks into the pit.
Do the rest of you follow?
Dorian takes the hands of both Stone and Alexander, giving them both a nod. It's been a pleasure, friends. Let's go. And he will
Let's
take
go.
a step too.
To
He
hell
shall
and back
guide
again.
us.
You fall through eternity, your lives stretching out around and behind you for moments, minutes, years, you cannot say. But after a time, you find yourselves in a place that does not exist, in the place at the center of all that is. This place is far beyond the realm of what is visible. It is a realm of concept, and your mind struggles to make sense of it. I have sent you each a description of what you see. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, you are all going to have to describe how your character interprets this scene visually. As I said, it does not exist in a visual place. Your mind has to make sense of it. The only things that are true are the things that I messaged you. You will have to make it visually come to life. We're going to take 15 minutes to do this, so we will be back at 8:05, let's say.
All right.
All right.
Slamming.
All right. Good luck. All right, everyone. Welcome back. As we left you off, you had a little bit of a project to do here. Does anyone have a description that they think should go first?
I'm prepared to go first.
I am also
I
prepared,
do.
but I have no idea what sort of order these might be in.
Okay.
I think that mine going first might actually work really well for everyone else's.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, do you want me to start with do you have anything at all to start with?
I mean, you find yourselves in a place that does not exist.
At the
Place
center
at the
of
center
all
of all
that
that
there
is. Chained
Okay.
there is a being so eldritch, so strange, that your mind cannot make sense of it, and it struggles to comprehend the horrific amalgam. After a moment, the image resolves as your minds grasp for a semblance of logic in the chaos. Go ahead.
As we move into this place, it is completely unlike anything that any of us have ever experienced before, or at least that Stone has. And in the middle of all of that, even beyond just the experience of being in this place, there are two figures, but they're not figures. They are the idea of figures. Everything in here is hard to hold on to. It changes second to second. And you're not really sure whether or not it even was there in the first place. But against that force, against that chaos, against that ever insidious touch, there is something ordering, reconstructing. It is not as fast. And as the thing that is not struggles to become all that there is against this small thing, we can see that it does not have much time left.
would like to go next?
Anastas, struggling to put the pieces of their surroundings around, notices the ground start to swell and bubble with the piss and blood and shit-soaked mud of the Slavers' Bay, which they lived as a human. And a mound kind of forms out of this muck, and for the first time in 500 years, Anastas can smell and taste that kind of rancid air that hung in the human stables. And this mound bubbles up, and out of prostration, fleshy, long, spindly fingers pull themselves out of the mud, and these long, scraped arms reach and bend and contort towards the earth, and this body pulls itself out of the ground, and it continues to pull and be born from this horrible womb. And Anastas realizes that this was the body that they used to inhabit. This was their human self, but it towers over him. 20, 30, 40, 50 feet tall. It kneels down, and from its mouth, an obelisk, a golden obelisk, forces its way out of this huge mouth. And this golden obelisk is what the triumvirate used to speak out of. But instead of the faces of the triumvirate, it's faces ever-changing of his mother, and of Alexander, and of Dorian, and of Stone, and of Venisi, and of Isho, and of everyone that Anastas has met over the course of their very long existence. And it kneels in front of Anastas and towers over them, and Anastas feels fear.
Damn.
I think Alexander should probably go next.
I was just about to take over then. Alexander looks all around him, and almost like walls playing, or almost like screens, flashes of memory try to come in all around him. Everywhere he looks, a new memory, but it isn't fully focused. Each blurry, each a shimmer or a ripple, nothing discerning can be made out. But as he looks forward, or what he perceives as forward, a path starts to open, and he starts to walk towards it. And slowly one thing starts to come more clear as his mind takes shape of what's around him, or at least attempts to with the memories. And what initially looks like the shadow being that has stalked him for ages, he's just a reflection of himself. The one thing that's coming in clear.
Last but not least.
I guess that leaves me. Dorian finds himself standing at the center of an incomprehensibly large vaulted chamber, its ceiling far too high to see. Intricate black glass pillars spiraling far beyond sight into the sky, encrusted with every imaginable precious gemstone and a dizzying work. Beautiful art depicting countless histories and lessons from all of Indara's traditions. At the center of the chamber is an entity, floating and tethered. A black, many-headed, and many-faced being. each face showing the visage of all the different Teoka, the major towards the top and the lesser beneath, all woven and stitched together into one being, this holy visage. Around each of its necks are chains, not made of any kind of metal, but chains made of words, pulsating and weaving together, blurring into each link, all written in archaic scripts lost to time, pulsating with bronze, silver, and gold. These chains are rigid and anchored to each of these impossibly tall onyx pillars, showing the histories of all the Indara, the history of every living creature, culture, plant, and animal that has ever walked the earth. Across the floor of this chamber is a colossal map, modeled much like my father used to make. It shows an intricate and excruciatingly detailed depiction of the entire world. That's what I got.
Hell yeah. So for those of you who do not include it, a creature emerges. You know this creature to be very powerful. And Dorian, you can see that that it is holding on to the chains, like some of them are wrapped around these pillars and then like onto him, and he's holding the chain. He turns to you all. You can see each other here as well. Do you speak the tongue, the true tongue, Isho's bastards, or shall I need revert to your barbaric speech? It says.
We
Anastas
understand.
perceives this voice as like the voice of the Metatron. It is shaking Anastas's frame. The metal and foliage bend with vibrations as this thing speaks to him.
Dorian will step forward and attempt in Old Loken. Is this the dialect that you mean?
He responds in Old Loken. It will do.
I will translate for everyone.
That you have come here speaks of your power, but not of your purpose. Have you come to gloat on behalf of your fallen lord? If so, I cannot fathom the depths of your wickedness. Your ilk, and the betrayer, Isho, have destroyed all in your arrogance and your spite.
Who are you?
I was called once the strategist, Tiveriel. But after many, many moons here, I am only Tiveriel, the chain.
What are you holding back?
He gestures upwards towards this thing that you cannot understand. It is that which is unknowable. Look, accursed ones, witness thy indeed all of our destruction. That which is unknowable grinds against its chains. Isho weakened them in his misguided attempt to save you. It killed them, and now it kills me. The chain weakens by the day, and I along with it.
Why do you presume that we've come here to gloat?
I do not know your purpose. Perhaps you would share it with me. I cannot fathom why you are here.
We have come because a pit has appeared in the holy city of Karstop, and we have come to seal it.
A pit which you have opened. You have opened the pit, and yet come to close it.
How
We did
how
not
have
open.
we have done no such thing, at least not on purpose.
What do
What
you
on-
mean?
You have come here with all the keys, having summoned the door, and do not know why? You are more foolish than I thought.
We only walk the path that is before us.
It defies understanding.
We have had no one that's been able to explain any of this to us. What sort of keys are you talking about? These fragments of Isho
The
that
blessings of the Aoka.
and
One
by
does not understand
receiving-
how you would have gotten them.
I showed them the way
Why?
because we thought that by coming here, we were serving some greater purpose.
Purpose.
to help people.
To help you, perhaps.
To help
Why are
me.
you chained by these laws of reality?
I am not chained by the laws of reality. I hold the chains. I hold the chains to ensure that that which is unknowable does not destroy us all. You have come here for power. You have come here as we did ages ago to draw power from that which you do not understand, indeed which cannot be understood.
We came here to seal the door from this place. It is opening wider in the city. It's going to swallow and destroy everyone.
It
if
is
we do
opening
not
for
open it.
you. You called upon it. We closed it. So that only that one, which had all of our blessings, could reopen it. You came and gathered those blessings. I know not how four did it. And you called open the pit to get here. To arrive here to draw power, I assume, from that which none of us can understand.
Who was meant to open that door in the first place to come here?
No one was meant to open the door.
Then how do we close it?
It is of no
I'm
matter to
sure-
close it. If you wish it, it will be closed. That cannot be the
Because
only
of-
reason that you have come.
Stone, it was the pilgrim that sent you on this path to find the blessings.
No, it was not.
I mean, it kind of was, though.
I mean, yeah, ultimately, realistically, but not in Stone's mind at
Sure.
this moment. Let me roleplay, Jesus.
Dude, I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
No, it's all no, 100%. We are here because Isho brought us here.
Isho.
We all of us contain a piece of them. We
So
are all
that-
fragments of that soul.
He looks at you with
clearly
contempt. The last time that he was here, he broke that chain right there. And he points at a piece of law that is crumbling to dust. And in so doing, hoped to save all of you. And instead, he weakened the chain. And now it breaks. And we are all going to die.
what was this law?
It was the law.
Why
It was the lifeblood. It was everything.
why would that need to be broken
For
in
you!
order?
It was for you! So that you would not die.
Because you are not of us.
Yes. You are not meant to be here. You are not meant to be here at all.
And so the fundament must be broken.
The fundament
It
is
is the
broken.
source.
The fundament must be put back together.
That will kill them all. He's talking directly to Tiberial now. He's not talking to anybody else.
If that is what needs to be done.
What you're saying is, if this law, this fundament, is not put back together, all
Then we will be subsumed.
That which is unknowable. That which the world is made of will come apart, destroying everything.
And we will cease.
then we are doomed.
No. No, we are not. Though I am afraid you may be.
The
This-
chain is fraying. Those
This
that
law-
forged it are lost and dead and cannot last. There's but one thing to be done. To forge a new chain, linked in blood and essence, to contain the great chaos.
Can we change this law, this, so that all of humanity can belong?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Perhaps.
have
We
to
all
cross-
hold within us a fragment of Isho's soul,
And Isho is unable to do this.
but we are more than they were. Much more than they were. We were all of us, in some way, ordained for this purpose. We are all of us here for this. What do we have to do?
He looks at you weakly. A great sorrow and weariness in his eyes. Your minds are small as ours were. You can rewrite the law, yes, do not think that you will do it without consequence. Your people, he looks at Dorian and Alexander. And your people, he looks at Stone, may not be meant to live in one world together. Before you embark upon this quest, know that you may have to choose. The law is complicated. There was only one of us who understood it. And one of us who could bind the chains.
What are you?
I am Tyveriel. And I am dying.
Anastas collects themselves. The immense creature that was initially perceived shrinks and becomes more amorphous, not taking a single form, and speaks.
When Isho fell, corruption spread. With your passing, what illness besets us?
It is impossible for me to say. But it will not be good. The great chaos, when it destroyed the last world, did so in a plague that consumed everything. Matter itself came apart. It spread like a sickness throughout the land, till there was nothing, no order. They called it entropy.
This thing you call entropy, would it be the force we know as corruption?
It is a piece, but it is not
A
the whole.
symptom.
Yes. The lifeblood is poisoned. That is corruption.
If we restore this chain of the lifeblood, it would get rid of the corruption.
It could. But you would
What
be
you say
remaking the world.
It would mean the end of man in this world.
They are all of you beings of corruption.
This is true, and then you know.
When I spoke earlier about our doom, it is really only your doom. If we follow this path forward.
You're saying that the reforging of this chain would kill Tyveriel?
I
No.
will die no matter what we do.
Tyveriel is giving us the chance to have this conversation and forge a path forward.
And the path you suggest,
The path that I see is one that ends with the repairing of the fundament, an erasure of the cracks that allowed the Velashtarai here in the first place, and thus severing them completely from wherever they came from. They will wither, and they will die, because this is not their place.
You speak the truth.
Is that not going against all of Isho's teachings, Stone? If he is the one that led you here, if that is the path that you follow, why? Why break it in the first place? Why do what he did to help us if the end goal was to erase us from this world in the first place?
I do
From
not
all of
know. I do not know.
You said Isho's efforts were to break that chain.
I do not believe that Icho meant to break the chain, only to change it. But fundament is tricky. As I said, only one of us understood it truly. Rui,
Who's the one that understood it?
it is the law itself.
Rui.
Rui. Dorian,
Isn't-
you have a terrible feeling in the pit of your stomach because you spoke with Rui. You gained knowledge from Rui. Do you remember what Rui told you?
I'm sure Dorian does, but Peach does not.
The thing that Dorian knows from Rui is that there was something fundamentally wrong. That when the chains were created, there was an error. There was something that they could not do. And it created a flaw that has been in everything ever since then.
All of the chains need to be reforged.
Yes.
Which is why we cannot do it alone.
No. You will need at least one other. There's only one who carries the oath. Only one who carries the ability to speak truth.
Venisi.
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 The chain has become heavy. I know not how much longer I can bear it alone. To wield it is a burden born of duty, of responsibility. As these things you understand.
Yes.
Were we to
Correct.
bring Venisi to heal, she could elucidate how to fix this flaw.
I do not think that she understands. No. But she has the ability to. She has the ability to write. The ability to forge new chains.
We've
She would
taken in
be-
the power of Isho, given willingly. Tell me, Grand Strategist, is it possible to usurp the power of one of your kind unwillingly?
It may be.
We have seen it already.
You speak of Borulo?
And of Isho?
And of our own kind. 'Cause. 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 'C There are terrestrial methods. Unfortunately.
How can we find Venisi?
I do not have the answer to that question.
We find her in the trail of destruction she weaves even now.
She will be at the head of the Indaran army. The plague that has followed in our heels. The ticking clock. The end of all things.
You will need power. And to acquire power takes time. Time which right now you do not have. Above you, the being of unfathomable chaos groans. The sound is deep and unsettling and is at once a cacophony of voices and a single voice. The chains wrapped around it stretch. Some snap, falling to the earth only to dissolve into nothingness. Some yet remain. Tiberiel wails in agony when this happens, falling to the ground. Chosen of Isho. Oh! You do not have much time.
To the north, the human prince of Gareth spoke of a weapon that could slay a god.
Then you must find it. Oh.
And then we will reclaim Venisi's soul.
And we will rewrite Fundament.
Alexander, as you are looking at Taviriel, it becomes very clear to you that Tiberiel is not going to last. That without some form of assistance, that these chains are going to drop and break, and you need more time than you have.
Okay.
Inside your mind, Alexander,
Oh.
you hear something else, though. You feel a creature of shadow reaching out and through you. Alexander, seize the power. Seize the power of that which is not knowable.
Alexander takes a breath and looks at the chains. And he looks then at Tiberiel. Could two hold the chains for longer?
You offer to wield the chain.
I feel compelled to.
No, you fool, do not do this. Seize the power. Do not chain yourself to it. Reach out, grasp the power, it is right there.
I can wield it.
Tiberiel reaches out with a part of the chain in his hand. Glowing gold runes. Please. Please.
Alexander will reach out and grab it.
Alexander, I need you to make a resolute check.
Oh,
You have favor on this.
Okay. Who doggy? It's a straight fitty too. All right, here we go.
Oh my god.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
How we roll, boys.
Alexander, you are filled with an agony beyond that which you have ever felt before. You feel your essence bound in the chain. You feel it struggling to contain a force more powerful than anything you could ever have imagined. And that which you see here, you understand, is but the smallest toenail of the creature that is being bound and formed into everything that is Aokailan. The agony is overwhelming, but your hands grasp around the chain, pulling it tight. It takes every ounce of your will to do this. For the rest of you, you watch as Alexander is wrapped in chains of runes, seared onto his flesh. His flesh becomes dark, as if burned all over, seared by blinding light. What do the rest of you do?
Alexander, what have you done?
What has to be done. And Dorian will assist Alexander.
Dorian, you take a step forward, and you feel a hand on your shoulder as Tiberiel pushes you away and says, "Not all of you can remain. Some must go to find Phoenici, to find the oath, and to return."
Alexander tries to straighten up as best as he can. I trust you all. Cold Lyra, I would come back. I don't want to break
I
that
will-
promise.
Tell her you are a man of your word.
One good thing I might be able to do.
The
Thief?
last good thing you might be able to do.
So be it.
Alexander, I have known you as a thief and as a liar, but I have also seen you act of great bravery and great honor. I swear on mine own, I will return for you.
We will
Don't let people think
all-
too highly of me now.
Hmm.
Do not fall in this place. It is not a grave befit a warrior.
I've already died once. I'm not about to let that happen again.
He's made his choice, comrades.
Yes, he has. Farewell, my friend. Until we meet again.
Well, so
We're going
well.
to fix this, Alexander. We're going to help everyone. We will be back for you.
I'll miss you. I'll miss your interludes and your interjections of history, Dorian.
Don't stop lying to me now like this, Alexander.
Anastas, I believe I feel you are strongest I've ever met. Strongest thing I've ever met. And I don't just mean your physical strength. I know you all can do what needs to be done. And I will hold my side as well. Don't keep me waiting too long.
Go.
You always were impatient.
Go find the oath and return with all haste. And the three of you disappear into the darkness, leaving Alexander to hold the chain. And that is where we are going to end today's session and this section of our adventure. We will return probably in a couple months, 6 months maybe, for the final season of Aok Island.
Go kill a fucking god.
Let's go kill multiple gods.
Let's fucking go. As the credits roll, you see the city of Karstop as the sun rises on the next day. Atop the walls of the high city, Constantine is still trying to pull himself together fully. He walks the battlements and looks out over the plain of Karstop, where he sees the assembled hosts of the Andaran army arrayed against the city of Karstop. All right, folks. See you in a couple months. Everyone online, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back